So, welcome back, guys. Welcome back, everybody. Thanks for tuning in. Apologize for being quiet lately. I was away on holiday. Came back just in time for the Grand Prix. I didn't realize that the Ferrari mechanics, pit wall, and the technical team were actually on holiday with me. But good thing we all came back before the race then. Yeah, let's take a deep dive and see what happened in the race. So Supermax left from pole, won the dash to the first corner on medium tire, which was a beautiful and wonderful strategy from Red Bull. Only one to start on the mediums. Nothing home to write about. He was alone the whole race. Led from start to finish, led every lap. Yeah, nothing. We won. I don't think there's too much to say about Max at this point. No one challenged him though. The Red Bull, he's a rather. So it was more interesting behind him. So that's where we'll go now. So finishing second and third was Lewis Hamilton, Sir Lewis, and George Russell, who was my personal driver of the day. Now, I just think that becoming too overly excited about this. Yes, it was a great car, great tire degradation, but they were still 27 seconds behind the Red Bull. That didn't even one seriously push in this race. So the weather helped, being the tires were cooler, and well, Ferrari being useless, and Checo doing the mistake again, which I believe has already cost him the championship. I don't think that's overly something getting too excited. Getting points in double podium is good, but I just think Mercedes are becoming too excited about this because we're going to a different track where I think the Aston Martins, Ferrari, but anyway, the Aston Martins and the other cars might actually have a chance of catching, or the gap will be slower. They'll be there. I'm not saying they won't be, but let's just see how the car performs on a hotter day when there's high tire degradation. How the car performs in low tire degradation tracks. So, good performance, great reward, great drive for them. I'll give them that. But guys, don't get too excited because already they're not talking about Hunting going after Red Bull, pitching after Red Bull. They can't wait for the next step of the upgrades. Seemingly they've already forgotten what happened in Brazil last year because they fell back after that. So I just think Mercedes and George and Toto are only just too excited, just overly too excited for nothing. But anyway, great result for them is what I think. It's my opinion. If you think I'm wrong and otherwise, comment or tell me what you think. But personally, I just think Mercedes are just getting too excited. The championship is over for Checo. Yes, he fought back again after making an error in qualifying again. But for me, in terms of him winning the championship, it's over. Max is leading by plus 50 points in the championship, so it's a good race drive in my case, winning a race on his good weekend, but not consistent enough for me to challenge or even win the championship. So it's over, and I think he'll leave that seat at the end of the year, and Daniel Ricciardo will be back next year. Okay, I'm done. Who's next? Ferrari. Ferrari. I don't have the energy to talk about Ferrari today. I'm as baffled as Charles is. Like, I don't know what's going on in the team. I don't know. I don't have the energy, guys, today. Please comment, or just say what you guys think, because don't have the energy to talk about Ferrari today. It's a Monday. P2 and for qualifying, P5 for Carlos, P19 and a P11 for Charles. Strategy was shit, the car was shit, everything was just shit. I'm a born and raised Ferrari fan, but I'm just tired of the emotional abuse, so I'm just gonna skip this one and go talk about Aston Martin being 6th and 7th, please. I'm sorry. So Lance had a decent weekend for the first time in a while, qualified P5 and finished in P6. Solid performance, challenged early on, but tire deck meant they fell down the order. Finished ahead of Fernando Alonso, so good points for the team. I don't think they had expected to be on the podium today. Mercedes was quicker and better tire deck on them, and Carlos was faster, so I don't think they expected much. Still no major upgrades for the team, so We'll see how they perform. So Pierre Gasly had a not so bad weekend, qualified in P4, but then the sixth place grid penalty, which brought him back to 10th. That's where he started and that's where he finished. Esteban, the teammate, on the other hand, qualified P6 and also finished P8. So not a bad weekend for the Alpines. Not as good in the race paces than qualifying, but encouraging signs, collecting some points. So I don't think there's much to complain about. Just hoping for improvements in the upcoming races. Another bad race from Guan Yu Zhou yesterday. Pushed that car, qualified P13th, and the strategy team at Alfa Romeo was spot on. Got the undercut, which is very effective in a higher degradation track because it means for like a lap you're pretty much a second faster. So great performances, passed a couple of cars, had a nice fight with Tsunoda towards the end. So pretty much a great weekend for Joe. Outperformed his teammate again, so pretty much he'll be very satisfied this weekend. So hopefully they can take that into the next weekend. Tsunoda was fantastic again for AlphaTauri yesterday. Again leading from the front in terms of his teammates. Again showing that he can fill the boots of being a team leader. It was unfortunate to suffer the 5-second penalty in the race. I just felt personally it was a racing incident, but he can only learn and grow from it. But once again, showing that at least there's some performance in that car to finish in the top 8, 9, 10th brackets. Still wiping the floor over with his teammates. I thought initially it would be the other way around. So a great drive from Yuki. Unfortunate penalty, but at least on the right track for AlphaTauri. I really hope McLaren's upgrades coming in Austria pretty much brings them where I think they should be, fighting for P4, P3 with those drivers that they have and the capabilities and facilities they have. Because right now, the car slow. Yes, they have good qualifying sessions here and there, but when it seems like McLaren does not expect to finish in the top 10 of a Grand Prix, it just says you sell something. Something's not going okay. So pull yourselves, guys, and hopefully luck will be on their side in Austria, or rather before Austria. So yeah, McLaren, pull up your socks, guys. It's not looking good. Haas's problem is tire degradation, just like Ferrari. Well, Ferrari has many problems, but anyway, the problem with that Haas is it's brilliant in qualifying. When it comes to the race, they finish well out of the top 10. That's their problem. That really hurt them in this track because it's a high tire degradation track, which meant that Nico qualifying P8 finished in race in 15th. Magnussen finished in P18, so they pretty much went backwards the whole race because their car was eating the tires. So I hope they fix it somehow because it's not used qualifying the top 10 and not getting any points because there's no points for Saturday. I hope they sort it out. I hope they have various upgrades sorted out. But seeing that they get a lot of parts from Ferrari, I wouldn't be optimistic. Williams were last in all the practice sessions. They were last in qualifying and they were last in the race. No, they're not expecting upgrades, so they're not exactly surprised. They finished where they expected to be. So we'll see how Montreal favors them. They should be better in Montreal since Montreal is a lower tire deck circuit and a lot of straight. So we'll see how they do there. Nothing to write home about for Williams, nothing much. So an eventful Grand Prix, not an exciting one, an eventful one. 104 overtakes, so that's some eventful, but it wasn't exciting for me. But yeah, we had worse races for me. Anyway, hope Montreal will be better. It usually is. Once again, guys, I was away on holiday, so that's why I've been quiet in terms of Monaco. But back full time again for the rest of the season. Please like, subscribe, and suggest improvements and segments in the comment section. Please like and always remember to start your engines.